And welcome back. Hello. Hey, girl. Hey, we are back with another great episode, and we have an amazing guest host. We have Andrea Bernholtz back from Swiminsta, the power entrepreneur in fashion design and manufacturing. And of course, we have our gorgeous, wonderful co-host, Devin Carball. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having both of us today.
We're wonderful. We just want to say thank you for tuning into our last episode, The Big Return. And that was actually a big hit for us. We've had, I was texting Devin the other day, we actually had 33 downloads a day on that episode.
Amazing.
I mean, we're a very small production, so 33 downloads a day from something that was not being downloaded for the last 3 years is a big accomplishment, in my opinion. And
I'll take it.
Yes, I'll take it too. I take it too. So thank you very much for that. And we're doing better on YouTube as well. Our reels on Instagram are getting a lot of hits. And so thank you guys for following us. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, A Broad Podcasts. And then obviously I'm tagging Andrea and Devin, so follow them as well. And you'll be able to see what's going on in our lives post-production, because we are real humans. We do have our own businesses. And this is just a quirky thing that I wanted to do for a little hobby, just to talk to my friends and see what's going on with them. So welcome back to A Broadcast Podcast.
Gosh, Shannon, I'm looking for some insurance, and it doesn't seem like anybody's wanting to work today. Nobody calls me back on my car insurance or my home insurance, my renter's insurance, nothing. Can you help me?
Absolutely. There's a great company that I work with called SD Langhorne Insurance Services, aka ShanShan, and they actually answer your call.
Wait a minute. You mean I don't have to text a robot and do a chat window for them?
No, when you actually call SD Langhorne Insurance Services, ShanShan.com, they pick up the phone and they will give you great competitive rates in today's market for auto insurance, renter's insurance, general liability, and also workers' comp.
What? Is there a phone number or a website?
You can definitely email them at shaninsure.com, and they will have you fill out a form and they will contact you immediately.
I'm on it. Doing it now.
Contact SD Langhorne Insurance Services or shaninsure.com for your insurance needs today. So, Andrea, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
We really appreciate it. It's been over 3 years.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? It's over 3 years. If you guys get a chance to listen to our first season, we actually had to do our episode in 2 parts because it was so chock full of information.
We like to talk.
We didn't want to have a 2-hour show, so we split it up into 2 parts. So when you get a chance, please look up that episode. It was called F Those Fears. Was called F Those Fears?
Tell those fears to F off.
Yeah, tell those fears to F off.
So if you're on a road trip and you've got a couple hours to kill, listen.
And this was the spark and the very beginning of Swiminsta. So Andrea, she is the designer and CEO and founder of Swiminsta Swimwear, and it's a luxury branded swimwear and accessories company that's basically solving the problem of what we women have when it comes to swimwear. Explain that. Well, how does that work?
Well, it came about because a bunch of my friends were complaining about how swimwear fits, and we were all saying, oh, wouldn't it be great if my swimwear didn't tie behind my neck and was comfortable, or sucked me in, or was a little tighter here, looser there, that type of thing. So it got the spark going in my head, and I started tinkering again with my scissors and staple and glue gun and started creating something that was adjustable, taking shapewear, putting it into swimwear, and creating something that was comfortable, that made you feel confident, and that fit right. Yeah.
That's one thing about having bathing suits is that as a woman and I'm a plus size woman, we are very conscious about wearing certain swimwear out in public because we want to look good. We don't want to, in my opinion, I don't want to show off the bad parts, but I want to show off the good parts.
Exactly. I like to focus on the positive.
Yeah, focus on the positive. Get the girls up, get
right.
The hips slim down, get the booty down. So these are things that we think about when we go swimwear shopping, and a lot of women don't like to go swimwear shopping because of that situation.
I don't really know a lot of women that like to swimwear shop at all.
Yeah.
And we have a whole thing where you can try on things at home. We also have online, we have a real life person you can set up a Zoom call with, and we can talk you through what's going to be the best color for you, what's going to be the best fit for you. Absolutely. So you have a real life consultant, in the privacy of your own home. And even after you purchase, you can say, hey, is this right? am I tying this right, or how do I make
did
it
not
fit
know.
better? Absolutely. It's a really great feature because it's like it's having your in-home personal concierge.
Yes,
that
your own
fits
tailor
you
for
right,
your
because
bathing
like
suit.
we have bottoms that adjust and they're smooth on the sides. Everything's designed also to wear under your clothes, so you don't have big bulky things hanging out too, and sucks you in all the right spots and
Now, if
pushes
you-
you out in the right spots too.
Andrea is she knows what she's talking about because she used to be the CEO of or the co-founder of Rock and Republic Denim. And if you guys don't know, us Gen Xers, we were all about the Rock and Republic, honey. They were the
Yeah.
they were the Jordache of its time. They were the
Gloria
The Gloria
Vanderbilts.
Vanderbilt. Those were the jeans to get. And
I
in Los Angeles, where we
course.
live, in Beverly Hills, they have this amazing, gorgeous store on Robertson. Robertson, I forgot what the cross street was. And you would know what Rock and Republic was. The store was just in glitter outside, and the music was blaring. And
Yeah,
it was,
it was
a
fun.
great it was a great company. And you were the co-founder of that, and also you were also the CEO of Titan Industries. And what was Titan Industries again?
It was a footwear licensing company with the likes of Zendaya and Gwen Stefani's collection of shoes, Badgley Mishka. It was a licensing company. And at Rock and Republic, we had all these other products, but we didn't license anything. So I took the opportunity for more of a learning, a learning thing to go into licensing. But I found once I actually went to work for somebody, it reconfirmed that I'm an entrepreneur and I need to start my own jam.
Absolutely. What was the inspiration that, again, we talked about this 3 years ago, and this was, again, right before COVID hit, right before the world shut down. So this was this is 2018. I think our show was April or March of 2019. So we
Of
didn't
19,
know.
yeah.
19,
It was
19.
it was of
What did I say?
19.
18.
We started the
2019.
show in
We
18,
started in
but
2018,
her
but our
episode.
show was 2019.
19, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we, America, the world, all right, we're good. Let's go.
yeah.
It's, before the world shut down. And so at that time, you were very excited about this new project. Devin was definitely excited for you. And so what, if you can, tell us what the inspiration was at that time for Swiminsta.
Well, it was interesting. At that time, I was working on a really big order for Victoria's Secret. They were going to use my label, in their stores and in their catalogs. And it worked out really good, actually, that timing-wise, with COVID shutting down when it did, because I had just put in the purchase order for all the fabric, but they hadn't cut anything yet. So I didn't lose my shirt. So I was able to sustain. And during the process, actually, Victoria's Secret kind of changed their trajectory, and it was somewhere I didn't really necessarily see the brand anyway. So in that aspect, it worked out really good. But I was actually working in an eco-friendly factory in China at the time, and it was a beautiful, wonderful factory, better than a factory I found here. But it was, they shut down even before we shut down, so that caused a lot of problems. And then through this whole exercise of shutting down the world, I, had to change my direction and went on. And, there were two camps during COVID. There was kind of the camp of like, hey, I'm just going to sit down and eat bonbons, or the other one like, hey, I'm going to use this opportunity to get fit. So all these women that are like, I lost 10 pounds, I would send them messages like, hey, you deserve a swimsuit. I went super guerrilla, trying to get these, hey, here's 20% off, buy a bathing suit. I was trying to anything, And so that kind of took us through the ride and got us through COVID. And then coming out of COVID, we started manufacturing in Los Angeles, which was, oddly enough, a very, I didn't really care for it. It was really unfortunate. We found an amazing eco-friendly factory in Colombia that is much cleaner, much more kind to their workers. It's all open air. They look out at the ocean, not the ocean, excuse me, the mountains and the sky all day. The facilities are amazing and immaculate and clean. The bathroom's actually nicer than mine at my own house.
I remember the trip you and Devin took, and we're going to talk about, again, how full circle, how Devin started working for you at the same time. People would like to know how you guys got hooked up, which is interesting. That's because of me.
Yes, you were the
You were.
catalyst
You're the
to kind of
conduit.
put us back together.
Thank you. I'll take 10%. So the Colombia trip was amazing.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
that's now are you going back and forth once every month, or how's that working?
No, I think we will go more. We absolutely loved it. It's in Medellin. Imagine the jungle and the
wanna go there so
city.
bad.
It's
It's
absolutely
amazing.
It was beyond my expectations. I was a little apprehensive and visiting a new factory, but it superseded our expectations. Our factory as a partner it couldn't be more accommodating, more of a team member, beautiful, state of
Really?
the art.
Yeah.
And they do so much recycling. And
Fantastic.
so they're really on the same ethical path.
And I
that
never
we
thought
are.
that Colombia even had that type of presence for manufacturing down
Well,
there.
I had always heard, but, I was always apprehensive just because, when you don't know and you hear the old Medellin, Colombia, it was scary, murder capital, blah, blah, blah,
Like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah,
Home,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's what, as
so-
Americans, that's how we
Yes.
still
So
think.
I was like, I don't know about that, but we went and the experience was nothing but amazing.
That's
They, in the
fantastic.
last 30 years, have overcompensated trying to make it better. It's known for less crime. It's known for being a clean city. It's
Wow.
known
I
for
can't wait to
art.
go.
You would absolutely.
You would
Oh,
love
I
it.
can't wait. That's definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah. I just didn't know about the altitude. The
Okay.
altitude is insane. I woke up the first
was.
morning and I was like, Devin, I'm sick. I'm
We
like,
were
Really, you had
both.
altitude sickness.
oh my, I had it really bad.
Yeah, she had it bad.
Is it higher than
It's
when you're
high.
going to Denver?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
that's what's so weird, though. I was just a week prior. I was in actually higher than Denver in Crested Butte.
Yeah.
Which at the time,
Wow,
right, yeah,
that is high.
I think it was like 12 or 13. I was at 14, and I felt nothing. And I get to Medellin, and I'm sick. And the crazy thing, though, remember we both felt it. The ride, the mountains go up and then they go down and they go up
Yeah,
and
it's
they
a
go
roller
down.
coaster.
So you're driving in the car. We drove to a lake to do a photo shoot. And we're in the car, and I was like, oh my God, like I've never been car sick in my life. But it was the altitude. Then we go down, and I'm like, oh, I kind of feel better. Then we go up again. It's like I've never been, like, it's literally like a roller coaster of getting sick and better. Sick and
It
better.
was that way.
I
It
literally,
was.
when we got to our final destination, I was like, can we have a helicopter to take us home? I can't. I
I mean, like I'd look in the back seat, and she'd be like,
Oh,
Yeah.
and then going
did-
down,
did
like
you-
she was like this.
Did you?
I
you
threw up
threw up?
prior to being in the car. Prior to being in the car.
No,
But I think Gatorade is poison, but I swear to God, it was my best friend on that trip. I
Sure
was
was.
like, they were so nice. I'm like, I need some Gatorade. They came with like a case of
They
cold
did.
Gatorade, and I was just like, oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
Well,
now I
you
know next time electrolytes and
Now
all
you know
the whole
next
deal.
time.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is, since you came from the denim industry to the swimsuit industry, what have been the true big differences in terms of customers, clientele, marketing, and branding?
Well, when we started Rockin' Republic, it was actually, if you can even imagine this, it was before social media, which is unbelievable.
Insane, right?
Right? Talk about feeling like a dinosaur. And so, how you approach your marketing is completely different. And also, by the time we started an online business with Rockin' Republic, we were already a multi-million-dollar company. So now, as you know, a lot of brands only are sold online. They only exist there. So
That's right.
they're completely different worlds. So that whole social media, digital, meta world is such a foreign language to me, and it's constantly changing. Once I feel like I got a grasp of it, it's gone. And so that for me is really frustrating because that's not my only focus. I'm trying to navigate design, overall, positioning of the company. Staying in my lane as far as who my customer is, that's easy. But the two hardest things to fit have always been denim and swimwear. So I think because I started with a really hard one with denim, going into swimwear, it doesn't seem as hard because I'm doing hard. I came from hard. You know?
It's a body conscious outfit, denim and bathing suits, swimwear. Because you use the word also shapewear. Because are you using the shapewear definition to make the swimwear because you have to be incredibly sensitive to all types of bodies?
No, I actually make it so it sucks you in like shapewear. You
Okay.
guys. Like you put that on, you're like, oh my God, I just look like I lost 5 pounds. And the thing
Sign me up.
is, when you wear something that's kind of holding you in, you feel
better about yourself.
and you feel a little more secure. You
Yeah.
feel a little more confident.
Pulls your
Yes.
posture up.
Yes.
We only
everything,
go
the
around
girls are
over the
lifted
shoulder.
and
I
perked.
also eat
Yeah.
less when I feel like my stuff on. I remember there were a couple weeks in Hawaii, and all I wore were my big old muumuus the whole time, and I was like, I'm not even gaining weight. You know? And then I put my real clothes on. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Exactly. And then with jeans, we want to feel good too, and I think that's the reason why it's such an interesting, huge, still a multi-billion-dollar
Yeah.
industry because, you made a really good comment on the last podcast for when Andrea was here that, jeans were mostly made for men because they were for working. For working and the field,
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, Texas, absolutely. Yeah, overalls,
Overalls.
and then the industry, the fashion industry took over the jean and denim industry to make it more fashionable for men and women.
Right.
So, but that challenge still is an issue today. I cannot go to a place and get good jeans that I think that I look good in. Either the cuffing is wrong, the hemming's wrong, or it's too skinny. I don't like the skinny jeans.
Yeah.
I also don't like the full pant flow look. I do like straight jeans. I do like the boot cut.
Yeah.
But then if you get the boot cut, then the hips look square. It's like there's so many modules in a jean design that I'm like, oh, I don't know how you do it.
I go back to old school now because everyone always asks me, what jeans do you wear now?
Yeah.
And really, I like Levi's.
You like Levi's. You're still old school Levi Strauss.
And the thing is, when
501s?
you go to a Levi store, I do 501s and all these other ones now too, like that. Like there's 502s and there's 50 this and 30 this, whatever. I have probably 5 different ones in my closet, but I go to the store. I don't want it super skinny. I don't want same thing. It's like trying to find the right thing.
Yeah.
It is a challenging.
Yeah, it is. What is the I asked you this as well. What is when you wake up in the morning and you know what your palette is, your schedule. As an entrepreneur, as a business person, I have challenges getting up in the morning because no one is telling me to do that. I don't have a boss. Shannon is my boss. I'm the boss, and she's a bitch. She could be a real bitch.
My boss is a bitch too.
Isn't she horrible?
Oh my God,
yeah.
Mine too.
Yeah. We'll talk about your boss in a minute. Trust. What is it? Because people ask me this all the time. Shannon, your energy, and you do this, and you're all around you, and I'm like, I just don't think about it. What is your motivation? How do you do it, Andrea?
Some days I don't.
You don't?
And some days are better than others. Some days I can't wait to get in and get going with what we've got happening, and other days it's like, ugh. But
Same
even
here.
whatever you expect to walk into, it always shifts. You a lot of this much time, and then something happens, and you're sidetracked over here or sidetracked over there. I get up quite early in the morning. Unfortunately, I always think I'm going to sleep in. I never do. So I try to vet all my emails and get some of that happening before I go into the office.
Right.
I used to have a home office that I liked to work into, which I really liked because it enabled me to still have that. My daughter's homeschooled as well, and so it allowed me to just share energy with her, So I do miss that a bit, but my office now is 8 minutes from my house,
Fantastic.
which is fabulous, and my daughter pops by
That's awesome.
constantly. She's been our food delivery girl.
Yes, she's been our personal
Yes.
Uber Eats.
Starbucks,
her
Uber
and,
Eats,
and
right
Cece.
there.
Shout out to Cece who takes care of my bear. And so they've been our food delivery. So it's nice. I still
Very
get
nice.
to see her.
Very nice. Very good. So, when we had you on the show 3 years ago, Devin, you were working for Apple
Yes.
at that time.
Uh-huh.
And that fizzled out. And so one day, Devin called me up and said, you know what, I really want to see if maybe Andrea may have an opportunity, because Devin comes from a fashion degree or fashion experience as well, and your resume. And I said, why don't you just give her a call? Give her a call and say, hey, how you doing? And tell her that you may be interested in helping her brand, So what happened with that, Devin?
Actually, that's not the way it went.
Oh, I thought it was. You did call me, though. You did call me.
I didn't call you.
Yes, you did, because I gave you a number.
No, you didn't. I emailed her. I got her emails.
But
I
why
got
did
her
you?
emails on. I was subscribed to the Swiminsta
You did
list.
ask me, though, an opinion. Devin.
I swear to God, I did not.
It's
okay.
a
I was out-
smackdown.
all right.
It's
I
a
was
smackdown.
I was out walking my dog. Okay, my mother had just passed away,
Uh-huh.
and I'm out walking my dog. It's August,
I'm going
not
to have
August.
to delete this
It
because I
is
totally remember it differently.
June. It's June. I think it was June because I went to Costa Rica in July, and I went and I said to Danny, I said, I just got an email from Andrea. I think I'm gonna, because I started my own
Why did you get an email from her?
media company. I was trying to do my own, content company.
Oh, okay.
Remember, I was doing photography,
Oh, that's right,
videography,
right,
and all
right.
of that stuff. Because I did your 50th video. So I went in and I told Danny, I said, I think my mom just came through me, and I know it's crazy, but I get the Swiminsta emails from Andrea, so I think I'm going to email her and see if she needs any help, business side or film side.
Okay,
I put together an email.
I read it differently, but okay.
But you were the catalyst of us.
But you were the
reconnecting us on the podcast.
I thought you called me to get her number.
And Devin, was genuinely interested in the whole journey
Yes,
of it when
absolutely.
we were on the podcast. And timing wise, yes, your mother must have been going through, because I literally was just put an ad, and I was trying to think of how, because I had a warehouse and I didn't really care to be working in the warehouse.
Where was the warehouse at?
In Simi Valley, and it was a nice, new, beautiful place and everything. But I really loved working from home, and I had all my stuff out there, and I had a really big workspace. Whereas at the warehouse, I had a desk, So I was trying to figure out how I could have actually somebody in my home to work, because just people knowing where I lived and knowing I had a family, I could, there was a separate entrance if I had someone come in, all that. But how am I going to have like a stranger and I have a daughter? I don't know. Like, that just seems weird. And so it was like Devin was the perfect. Oh my God, I know him.
The universe works in our favor when on the universe's time, not on our time.
Oh, big time. And what I loved, Devin is hyper organized and I'm hyper unorganized. Thank God. As if you couldn't tell, you're like, I sent you that email. I'm like, I can't find the email.
She texted me this morning and I'm like, I sent it to you on Tuesday. You responded to me as well.
Yeah,
She's like, I'll resend it to her again.
Yeah.
Right.
And Devin is constantly like, I'll find it for you.
Lord.
I heart things. I do this. I still can't.
You heart things?
I'm the worst. Okay. So I'm the screenshot queen too. I'm like, okay.
Oh no.
And I try to put it in folders, and then I don't know where I put the folders.
Oh, shoot.
The worst. So Devin is hyper organized, which is amazing.
That's great.
But I do love that he utilizes his right brain and his left brain. So, in a day we're designing something and then we're sitting down and we're putting a strategic plan together for an investor. You know what I mean? It's just like,
yeah, it's like, whoa, navigating back and forth between the two sides is scary sometimes,
So when you first started working together, what was it that you thought, okay, what pen to paper, when you were working with Andrea, what was it that you needed to help her progress in the first year of you guys working together?
Well, that going back to the walk with the dogs and my mom coming through me that way spiritually, it was like this voice told me you might be able to help her. Because I thought how we were smack dab in the middle of COVID, I think, at that time.
Smack dab.
And then I saw her emails, because I'd subscribed to the emails. I was getting them from Swiminsta, and I was like, she's gotten through the big part of COVID
she's
so
still
far.
in business. So she's doing something right.
and I had just started this own venture, like for myself, for its own photography company, thinking like, okay, so I love fashion, thinking back to the podcast that we did, and I had my own little side, hustle accessories company for a while. And I thought, well, I've got both. A business degree and I have a film degree and I know a lot about fashion, so maybe I can help her in some way. That's where I was coming from, that angle. Okay. So I didn't know I didn't really know if I could do anything.
So when you contacted Andrea, were you like, is this a blessing in disguise, Andrea? This is,
he goes, I don't know how we can work together, how I can help you or where I can fit in, but let's talk. It was perfect. And, in any small business, not just this particular business, you have to wear a lot of hats.
You do.
And nowadays they call it being a unicorn, right? That you can do this and that and not afraid of hard work. And, Devin comes from a really good work ethic like myself and wears a lot of different hats. And it just, I could trust him, which was really great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's a big,
so it works out really good. And,
wonderful.
I can be bitchy to him, he can be bitchy to me, and we still love each other at the end of the day. It's all good.
Yeah. That's not very often that happens. But I went through this phase like 2 weeks ago where I changed my doctor changed up my medication. And like for 2 weeks I was really bitchy.
Were you cranky?
Terrible. It was so, I
was
knew
patient.
it.
I was patient.
Did you notice a difference in his attitude?
Yes.
Oh, no, Devin.
It was like this weird thing that I couldn't control.
What did Danny say?
He's like,
get out. No.
you need to get that under control.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think was it making you angry or just cranky or just off the cuff, edgy?
Impatient.
Really short and snippy.
Yeah, like I was
just really bitchy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was horrible.
So I thought, okay, maybe there's something going on. Just let him write it out. And then he's like, God, am I being this way? I'm like, yes. Oh. You need to be able to
You
be
recognized
honest.
it.
I knew it. Yeah, I totally knew it.
You recognized it. But that shows you guys can obviously your friends, but business people at the same time, and you can say, you know what, I'm so sorry, I was a bitch
For sure.
yesterday. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
we
blah.
have that.
You need to
Vice
have that
versa.
honesty. You can't be
Yeah.
like, oh no, it's fine, it's nothing.
No,
you can't
that's
do
passive
that.
aggressive.
Well, it's just it doesn't do anyone any good.
No, let's be honest.
So
But
like,
that's,
okay, great, let's work through this, and it brings us closer.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
a lot of people do not have emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what we see on social media, people getting mad and cranky, and oh my goodness, you know, we'll talk about, you know, that whole pilot situation this week that was so crazy. But, you know, the emotional intelligence is lacking in this country. You know, look at the politics landscape that we're in as it is. And so to speak to somebody on a level and say, hey, I'm sorry you're going through this. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And you're not like, I'm your boss. I'm your coworker.
Right.
You know, and that's what brings a really good working morale to the whole situation.
And the difference between like when I had Rockin' Republic and when now, you know, then it was a monster. It was
Yes.
huge. I had hundreds of employees under the roof, you know, and I was always short and time and, you know, and I was like, not necessarily bitchy, but just like, hey, you've got 5 minutes. I literally had an egg timer on my desk. It's like, go.
Wow.
You know, we were doing shoes and denim, and I was gone 200 days out of the year. It's like my time was so small, you know. So now, and I also, my business partner, he and I didn't always agree on how to manage people, how to work with people, how to treat people, and I always wanted to be a kinder, gentler. And that's why people would always come to me to complain about him. Yeah, but,
Good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. So the biggest thing I learned there too is that people want to be heard. They want to be respected. They want to matter.
Very true. Very true.
And feel appreciated. You know, I really think I try to carry that into what we do now, whether it's a photo shoot or a print or anything, just a design direction, whatever. I may have my vision, and it was like, okay, let's try yours. Let's do mine. Let's, you know, I'm not always right, you know, and I think it's a great exercise to learn, and maybe it's morphed and we come up with something organic together, you know, and I think it's, people like that and appreciate that. And it gives you a sense of accomplishment too. Like, hey, like Devin made this amazing print. It's like, oh my God, he made this print. Cool. Now Swiminsta has this cool exclusive print. Now Devin's proud of what he did. Now, you know, it's a win-win all the way around.
Are you in charge? Were you responsible for the pink? What's the called? Not
The gingham.
The gingham, or
No.
was that you? Was that your design?
That was more me. It
But
was weird
it's
because
gorgeous.
it was blue.
Now it's pink.
And it was then in the 11th hour. I don't even know why. I was like, let's do pink.
It's too pink. You knew
Well,
that
it's gorgeous.
Barbie was on the rise.
Check
Yeah,
out their
I guess, but
website.
it was
Check out
even
their
before
Instagram.
Barbie.
Right.
It was
Yeah, it
before
was
Barbie.
way-
It's a
yeah.
We have to-
gorgeous.
You knew it. You were the
Design.
zeitgeist that pulled
the
it down.
zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have to work on something, you know, a year before it comes out. So
Right.
it just coincided.
Well, I
that
think it's
our
a gorgeous design.
pink gingham
Can
collection
you say
landed.
like? Can we say who?
No.
Can't do that.
What?
Okay.
What?
No, I just
okay.
I took inspiration from other things.
Oh,
to
okay.
create it.
Okay. I was like,
got
oh,
it.
someone is surprising
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
No,
So
no.
let's talk about, I know we have a few minutes. I want to talk about the Cancer Schmancer movement that you are co-sponsoring with Fran Drescher. Why are you doing this, and what's been your inspiration behind it?
Well, okay, first of all, always a fan of Fran Drescher. And, you know, we have a connection where we've always kind of supported them on a smaller level with when they're doing gift bags or something. I always gave them a coupon.
Are you a personal friend of Fran Drescher's?
I'm not a personal friend of Fran's. Not yet, Fran.
Okay, Fran, are you
Yeah,
listening?
girl.
Okay.
No, but,
Right.
her Fran's right-hand man was friends with my business partner. You know, it's like a friend of a friend of a
Right,
friend kind of a
osmosis.
thing, right? So we've never really done anything deep dive with them before. And this year, as you know, I have a friend who's got cancer, and I've spent really most of my year in Hawaii with him. And thank God I'm able to have Devin hold down the fort, and being able to work remotely, been able to be there for both. Sending samples to Hawaii, doing virtual fittings, the whole deal.
Wow.
And so I just thought, you know what? Let's partner with Fran for this now.
That's
Let's really
wonderful.
do it big. And she jumped on board, and she's been a great partner. Her whole team has been amazing. And she even sent my daughter a book. And it's just, you know, what she's been doing for a long time. She's educating people. She's been through it. And it's a great, great cause and great awareness. And I'm super proud. And
Good.
the thing is, too, I think what was my light bulb moment, we were watching television, and I like to watch something that my daughter can watch, something that's funny, and we turned on an old episode of The Nanny. And we were laughing, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, we've got to do this collaboration."
Again, the universe is always talking.
Yes, exactly.
Isn't that interesting?
Laughter
That's
is
so
the best
interesting.
medicine.
Yeah, very interesting. You gonna say something?
I
David?
have an idea since we're talking about it.
What?
And this show's going to air a little bit after, the cutoff date. So why don't we do this? So we're doing on our website, we're doing, we're supporting the Cancer Schmancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're offering, I think it's 20 off site-wide.
And then we're donating 15%.
And then we're donating 15% from all sales to it. So
Yes.
let's extend it to your listeners. If
Okay.
you get this message after, after
Wonderful, Devin.
Roll
it's
it into
over,
November.
we'll roll it right into November.
Oh my goodness!
that.
And
You-
you know what? We'll post it on the A Broadcast podcast website and the YouTube channel.
Right.
On the
Yeah.
and do some links. Look at this. Always
And we might
working.
even be able to get
Always
you a
working,
book
this man.
from Cancer Schmancer.
Honey, will it
If
be
you buy?
autographed by Fran?
Of
Come
course.
on, Fran.
No.
It's not signed by Fran,
No.
but
Oh, well,
it's her book.
But
It's
Maybe
Yeah,
not-
my
we'll get
book.
it, but-
Maybe my copy will.
maybe
be.
maybe Shannon's will be.
No, I think that's a great idea.
And you know what we need to do? Just
It's already
organically.
working.
This
Already
is
working.
organically
Okay,
happening.
This is
working.
all.
It's like she's gonna be like,
Off the cuff.
you're fired.
Where's the hook, Barrett? Get the hook.
Let's do like a little giveaway to your listeners. Like I don't know, you used to do back in the day, you would say the ninth caller will get
Right.
free
I
tickets.
know, right?
Or whatever.
Hello, ninth caller.
How-
You're on with A
Let's
Broadcast.
do a suit of your choice. Let's do a giveaway for your listeners.
What would you like to have the giveaway?
I don't know. What would you like to give
Okay,
away?
Your
I'll
scarf.
tell you what,
I
why-
still have
why-
the scarf that you gave me when I did the when you guys were doing that.
The
Oh,
Kickstarter
yes.
campaign.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Okay, how about if you go on to Swiminsta, you like,
Mm-hmm.
you share,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then we do a share it with at least 3
How about
people.
you comment? You comment.
And comment.
You comment.
Like, share, comment.
Comment.
And then we have an app, and it will just automatically draw. And we'll do a
Look at
drawing
that, you
for
guys.
free swimwear.
How
Does
about that?
sound? So like
yeah?
us,
Like,
comment, and
like, comment, and share.
share.
The Swiminsta Instagram. We're talking the Swiminsta Instagram
Yes.
brand.
And it's
Uh-huh.
at Swiminista.
Perfect.
Swim, INISTA.
Yes,
Boom.
we just literally just thought of this now. Look at
Yes.
this. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
how
yeah.
great minds think alike. Our time is already up, so we're going to go into the next segment. So, Andrea, please, you're welcome to stay. We're going to talk about more things that I definitely want to get your opinion on. But thank you so much for being here. Congratulations, kudos
Thank you.
on your on this amazing new company that you started, and thank you for hiring my friend Devin.
Yes, thank you for hiring me.
Yes,
It's like
that's
a love
awesome.
fest. Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
we'll clarify. Like maybe I did reach out to you, get her number, but that's how it came to me.
It was on me.
But
It's-
I'm
it's
sure I
on
had
me.
your number because you're on the show and you're my friend. Already.
I remember
Already.
Devin begging me, "Can you please help me with that Andrea?" I'm just
Put
kidding.
in a good word. Do
Totally
it.
kidding. Totally
How
kidding.
do I get to her past her people? I don't know. Can you help me here? You got past her.
Past my people.
Like
They're a tough crowd. They're tough.
anyway, thank you for having
yes.
me with your company and QueenShanshan.
Of
Thank you for having
course.
me back on your show again.
Absolutely, and thank you for being here, Miss Andrea, and thank you, Barrett, in the background for being
Yes.
here. Pleasure.
Yes, yes.
We will be right back.
Oh my God, I'm looking in the mirror every day and I see how yellow my teeth are. I'm drinking way too much coffee and drinking way too much red wine. I need a whitening bad.
You know what? I have a great dentist to go to. Actually, my personal dentist is Dr. Lexi at Exquisite Dentistry. Theron, my brother, actually went and got his teeth whitened and brightened a few months ago, and the results were amazing. And Theron came out of there with pure confidence, knowing that his teeth are white and bright.
I need some confidence.
Check out Exquisite Dentistry and ask for Dr. Lexi. His office is actually spa-like, so when you go into his office, you feel like you're going to a spa. It's a wonderful experience. Contact Dr. Lexi at Exquisite Dentistry in Los Angeles and tell him Queen ShanShan sent you.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, so we are back, and this is a really quick segment. It's going to be rapid fire questions I'm going to ask Andrea. These are some of them are the famous 73 questions that Vogue asks celebrities. So I'm sorry, but you're my celebrity. So I'm going to ask you a couple of rapid fire questions. I didn't give you these questions to rehearse.
No.
So these are completely impromptu.
No.
Yes. All right, so ready, let's go. Andrea, What is your go-to breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast. Coffee, black coffee.
What is the first thing you thought about this morning?
Oh God. Getting my daughter up to make sure she was here today with me.
Okay. Who were your celebrity crushes growing up?
Mark Spitz, the Olympic
The swimmer. Oh, that's right. Okay. Night in, night out.
In
Okay. What's a trend you'll never give up?
aviator glasses and my hoop earrings.
Okay. What's a trend you'll never give into?
Ooh, those little mini shirts,
Okay.
half shirt deal.
Okay. And then what is your favorite movie?
Oh my God. Okay, I've got 3.
Do it. I'm sure different genres.
Okay, Devil Wears Prada.
Watched that twice last week.
Yeah. Okay. Crazy Rich Asians.
I gotta watch that.
Oh
so
my
good.
God, I've seen that 100 times.
Why do you like that one?
It just is fun. It takes you through the whole thing. It's got great quotes that you can pull from it.
I gotta watch that movie.
What is it, Rebecca? I'm not an animal, Rebecca. Is it
Rachel.
Rebecca? Rachel.
Rachel, I'm not an animal.
I'm not an
Yeah.
animal, Rachel.
I gotta watch it. My brother even liked that movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
He read all the books too. My brother.
Oh, he
Darren,
did?
Darren read all the books.
Oh my gosh.
Get it,
Yeah,
Darren.
good for him.
And then what was your other third movie?
It's kind of off, but as good as it gets.
With Jack Nicholson
Yes.
and Diane Keaton.
No.
No.
Oh, what's her name?
Helen Hunt.
Helen
Hunt. That's
She won
right.
the Academy Award for that
Yeah.
movie.
That's right. And why is that your favorite movie?
Just when Jack Nicholson goes into the waiting room of his psychiatrist, he's like, "People, is this as good as it gets?" It's like it just makes you think like
Yeah, maybe it is.
maybe it is,
Yeah.
and like it through life, like is just as good as it gets. It's just like reflective moments. I'll think about that as time in different situations in my life.
I gotta revisit that movie.
And I liked how
great.
the people they came together. They were unlikely, and they found love and found something with each other that they all could connect with. I liked that.
Okay, great. Well, that's rapid fire. 73 questions. Vogue. Don't sue me. I'm taking that. Taking that concept. We will be right back. Devin, this is so frustrating. I'm trying to find a catering company for my friend's anniversary party in 3 weeks in the Valley. And there's so many people that say they can cater, but I'm so afraid because, there's a lot of people who flake out there. Who do you know who can really be reliable and have great food?
I've got the perfect recommendation because I just used them myself.
Who?
It's Ma's Italian Kitchen in Burbank.
Oh, that's right. Michelle.
Michelle,
The
yes.
award-winning chef. That's right.
Exactly. Perfect food. I mean, obviously they're Italian, and they have the best Italian food that I've eaten in Los Angeles, I think.
I'm going to call Ma's Italian Kitchen today and see if they're available for this event.
You got it.
I know that they're known for their chicken piccata and amazing desserts.
They are. Oh my gosh, their desserts are next level.
Let me give a call to Ma's Italian Kitchen today and book an appointment. Also, you know what I heard?
What?
They're also open Monday through Friday for lunch now, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Ooh, that's delicious.
Absolutely. You know what? It's 1 o'clock right now. Let's go get some lunch.
Let's do it, girl. Let's go.
Ma's Italian Kitchen for your best catering needs. On this show, Andrea, as you know, I love to talk about travel. And I asked you, what did you want to talk about on the podcast? And you said travel tips. I'm like, right on.
Right up your alley.
Right up
because
my alley.
For those of you who know this woman, I love your zest for life and your zeal for travel.
Thank you.
That is just one of the most amazing things. Like you wait for nobody. You're like, I want to go to Egypt. I want to go
100%.
here. I want to go here. And just like that famous quote from, my God, what's the favorite movie, Bear? My other favorite movie, Annie Mame. You have to live, live. Most poor suckers are starving to death. Life is a banquet.
Hello. Absolutely.
And you live. And I love that.
100%.
And I live. And so I share that.
Thank
with
you. Thank you. Travel tips. I mean, someone actually told me I should write some sort of an online booklet about travel tips.
You should.
Because I am a single traveler, but I'm also traveling with my friends. So I love to travel by myself, but I love to travel with groups. It's a
hybrid.
It's a hybrid of things I like to do because there are times where I want Shannon time. I want to be left alone. I want to have a spa day. I want to have either hiking day, walking day, a shopping day. And I don't want to worry about what John and Susan and Mike want to do. But then I do want to hang out with John and Susan and Mike on another day. So that's why I just like doing different things. So, a travel tip for you guys, if you are a solo traveler, the world is not that scary. It really is not. You just have to make smart decisions. Don't go into a back alley somewhere. And if someone's trying to sell you a purse or a watch, don't do it. Let's use something called common sense, especially if you're a single woman traveling in places. Unfortunately, we are in a situation with the Israeli and the Palestinian conflict right now where travel is being affected. My friends, I won't name their names, they're actually going on a cruise next month. And I guess their itinerary was kind of around that area, I'm assuming. And because it's around that area, the cruise line kind of screwed them with their itinerary. And they're going to be, my friends, they love to do major cruising. So they're on a boat for 30 days.
Wow.
On a 40-day, 30-day cruise. Not every day on the boat, but
They
in
must be
destinations.
gay if they're cruising.
Yeah, I
They
know.
are. They are.
A whole different kind
They
of cruising.
do very well for themselves. They're entrepreneurs as well. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Hi, I'm glad you're listening. They're very good friends of mine.
Okay.
And so they actually had a debacle with the cruise line. And I guess the cruise line screwed them with their refund or credit.
They always do.
So, yeah, apparently. And this is a very famous, well-respected cruise line. And I'm not going to say their name, but it rhymes with ACL.
Oh. Okay.
But so they just found out they have to be 10 days at sea.
Oof.
10 days?
10
Well, hopefully they're calm
days.
That
days.
is a lot.
That's a
And I'm
lot.
like, okay. I said, double up on your buffets, double up on the gym, double up on
Yeah.
every show, double up on every meal. Because how I would go freaking cabin crazy if I'm on a
Me
boat for
too.
10 days
Yeah.
and I'm not making any port stops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's rough.
That's rough. So their whole cruise is like 40 days. I would never do a cruise, but they like to do different, destinations.
Cruises aren't for everyone.
Cruises are definitely not for everybody. I think my max cruise I can only do is 7 days.
7 days, yeah.
Is the max for me.
I did the Galapagos, but it was on a cruise ship with 12 people. It was
Okay.
a private.
Oh,
thing,
that so
you
was
know.
it was a chartered.
Yeah, I think for traveling, you should write a book. You should write
Just
something
for my
or,
own travels.
or a
Yeah.
blog, something, because people don't understand what it's like to travel alone, what it's like to travel with people in a group, other countries, the little things that you have to take into account. That
I used to have
are
a
simple.
newsletter that was associated with ABROD Productions, and I need to get back on it. I have an issue. Well, that's a whole different
Whole nother
topic.
show,
I have
people.
issues with writing. I really do. I don't know if I have ADHD, and so what I do on my trips is I do write. I do journal. And what I
Good.
need to start doing is take those journal. Anyways,
You can turn those journals over to a ghostwriter.
I
and
sure
Yeah.
can.
run
Oh,
them
we're talking about
for you.
ghostwriting in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, with Brittany.
Okay.
But passport and visa rules. You guys went to Colombia. Did you have to have a visa for Colombia? So no.
No,
so
we did not.
You know that they're changing now for Europe.
They are. That
You have to have a visa.
for every country in Europe starting in January.
Which
Starting
is
in
such a
January.
drag because of
Yeah.
those of you who travel in Europe. A lot of times you're in Europe and people are like, hey, let's go to Paris.
Yeah, they're
let's
so close.
jump over here to, here or there. And now you can't do that.
What do you think is the waiting period to get it?
Well, it just takes away all the spontaneity.
It sure does take-
Spontaneity.
yes.
I think it's only a week, but when you're doing something like that, when you're in London, you want to go to Paris for the night, you can't do
100%.
that now.
That's terrible.
I
I wonder if there's
know.
like,
When
do
is
they
that
have
gonna be
a
effective?
pass, like a visa pass?
Only if you're over 65 or 70,
really?
I think. Then
Do you know when this
it's
is going to be effective?
next year.
In January?
I
Or
don't know. I
somewhere?
think 2024 sometime.
Oh, that's going to suck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
I didn't know about that. Okay, that's going to suck.
But always be confident when you're traveling.
100%.
Always act like you know where you're going, even if you have to put an
100%.
earbud in your ear and you've got the map where you're walking, so you're not standing there totally vulnerable. Hide your money. Don't wear a lot of jewelry. Those are kind of
Do
basics,
not, Why even bring? This is one thing about I hear people on the news getting jacked on their traveling. Why are you bringing your jewelry?
Why?
I
Yeah.
know.
What
why?
is the purpose of bringing your jewelry on your travel? Leave that
Yeah.
shit at home, safe,
Yeah.
and you're safe.
Lock it up.
Lock it up. You don't. There's no need to bring your 60,000 Cartier watch
No.
on a trip when you're going to Mexico. Wait, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nope.
I agree. You're just
you
setting
know,
yourself up.
You're just setting yourself up. And one thing I definitely want to advise is travel insurance for sure. I was hurt back in Portugal when I hurt my knee. I thought I had a blood clot. It was a very scary situation. I had to go to the hospital. I had to get shots. I had to get checked out. And travel insurance took away that extra cost. And remember, we're in Europe, we're in Portugal, so they do have socialized medicine. I didn't technically have to pay anything, but when I had to do x-rays and extra exams, then I had to pay about 270 euros.
Oh.
But can you imagine what that would be here in the United States with no insurance?
Oh my God, no!
Thousands of
Yeah,
dollars.
that would be a whole nother trip that you
Yes.
couldn't go
Yeah.
on.
And
Exactly.
another thing about having travel insurance, you guys, is that because I had travel insurance, I was at a private hospital instead of a public.
Oh, nice.
So my waiting time in the waiting room was an hour versus 6 hours.
Right.
In a public hospital.
You know what else is good too is the American Express Platinum card?
Yes.
Because if you have a trouble, you need a hospital or anything, you can call them and they can direct you to really good places as well.
So, and then because my insurance, I have an insurance company, I do sell travel insurance. So definitely, it's not just for my benefit, but I see so many people buying it and it's helped. And I've heard horror stories on people's trips that they got sick or hurt. They were so grateful that they have travel insurance. So that is definitely a tip. We'll talk about more tips on future
just
shows.
one really fast one. You guys always take a business card of your hotel because you get really all excited. You jump in your hotel and then you're like, oh my God, I'm at the Hyatt. There's 20 Hyatts. Where are you going? You know? So that is, I did get lost once in Germany. So I learned.
All right, we'll be right back.
What are you looking at?
Miss Andrea, Mr. Devin. Guess who was awarded Guinness Book of World Records this week?
Did we get an award that we didn't
I
know about?
You?
I mean, me? You?
Did I miss the call?
I wish. Deservedly so, Madonna, Queen of Pop. Always Queen of Pop.
And what did she win this for?
So basically, the Guinness World Book of Records recognized that she is the leading only top female artist to sell over 400 million copies of her albums. This is an equivalence to the Beatles, to Elvis, and to Michael Jackson. So say what you will about Madonna. I don't care, all the haters out there. All the people who don't know who she really is and what she has brought to the music industry. She has shaped and molded it. And I sent it to Devin. I said, look what our queen is doing.
Look what she's done.
Look what she's done.
Do you remember when she was on Dick Clark?
Yes.
And he said, what are you going to do? She's like, I'm going to rule the world, you know? And she was just this little first album. And then she really did.
She has ruled the world. Mm-hmm. So speaking of ruling the world, she is on a world tour, her 40th celebration tour. And so we've seen some excerpts on her tour, who's been performing. And the funny thing, when you were talking about what was on the, what was she bringing on the stage in London, the famous drag queen was Bob the drag queen.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. I was like, yes!
And did you notice that because I talked about moments in cultural history for her, like the Antoinette moment on MTV. He was actually wearing that gown.
But he was also wearing another outfit. It was a suit and like a top hat. I forgot what that was representing. But did you see that it was a round stage that also rotates, and it was all of her outfits, and it was all LGBTQ representing on the stage, from all of her eras, her fashion eras.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Did she have topless dancers?
Like with boob boobs or men? Like boob boobs.
Yeah, boob boobs.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised because she had that on her. She had that on the tour? Not the Rebel tour. Not the.
Was it the Sex tour?
It was on. It was She had free boobs showing on the tour. And I think was it the Candy one or was it that one?
Oh.
I've been to 5 of her concerts, and I've seen boobs all of her shows. So
it's like I guess the first time I really noticed them, like because it was social media, I was like, we were watching a bunch of this excerpts from the London show, and we were like, oh, is that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it was, but
I wouldn't be surprised
not
either.
Surprising, right?
Anyway, she was also too like the first one to kind of bring reality TV with her
with the Truth or Dare.
Truth or Dare. I mean, there were so many groundbreaking things.
Absolutely.
That people don't give her
She's
credit
iconic.
for. Love her, hate this moment, love that moment. The cool thing about Madonna, if you hate this moment, give it a minute and she'll be back with a different
100%.
vibe.
Right. Change it up.
Because she gives no Fs.
Yeah.
She literally gives no Fs. On this concert, I did notice that a lot of the excerpts and a lot of the videos are of her sitting down because she is still nursing a leg
she has
injury.
That knee brace on.
She really jacked up her knee. So she's not doing a lot of dancing, but she's got the dancers performing. She's doing a lot of singing. She's got all 4 of her children doing the runway look.
That is so amazing.
Doing some dancing, which is absolutely wonderful. It's a family affair, which is great.
And she's actually singing live, and she sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, she sounds phenomenal.
Her voice
and she
really
has her old school Madonna look. She's got the old school flair, the hair.
I love it.
She's also sporting a long straight wig. She looks like Madonna.
Can we talk about the fashion since we've got a fashion icon right here?
Yeah.
I mean, we were looking at it in the office the other day.
Yeah.
There's a Versace. She has on this Versace bodysuit. It's all like mirrored.
Amazing. It's like she's a disco ball.
Yeah.
And
It's insanity.
I can't wait to see
She
the
looks
person.
amazing.
They
in it
brought
as well.
back the new version of the Jean-Paul Gaultier cone
Yes.
bra.
Yeah, the boob thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, brought back some legacy looks for the show, but also there's new designers that are working on stuff that I'd
Fantastic.
actually never heard
I
of.
love
but
that.
I
yeah,
can't
love
wait to
that.
see it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? We're going to try to make Madonna Minute a Madonna Minute. So we're going to close this segment. But Madonna, we love you. Congratulations.
Bye, Madonna.
Bye.
We hope you're listening, girl. We would love you over at our studio. Trust. Could
For
you
sure.
imagine if we had Madonna in the
Yeah,
studio?
it would be
forget it.
amazing. She
The entourage alone would just probably be about 100 people.
probably.
And security. But Madonna, you're
Security.
very welcome. You're very welcome to being on a broadcast podcast. We're going to put that in the universe. We'll be right back. All right. So since we do talk about culture, I'm going to let Devin lead this conversation. You read something really interesting about fashion icon, another fashion icon that we love, Vera Wang.
Vera Wang.
What's the deal with Vera Wang this week?
Well, first of all, who knew that she was 74 years old? I mean,
Had no idea.
Yes.
not that that's old. you know,
No,
I mean,
but she doesn't look 74.
74
No.
years old. She does not look, 74 years old. And that's, I guess, now out in the world. So people have asked her, reporters have asked her,
What's your secret?
what's your secret? And she's like, donuts, McDonald's, and vodka.
Did she say she do a shot of vodka every day? Is that what she said?
I don't remember what the article specifically said. What triggered it was I was up having my coffee in the morning, my donuts and vodka in the morning,
And a Big Mac.
and a Big Mac on the side. So it was a local news segment. Dana Devon, if I could plug Dana Devon's segment on KTLA, they were doing this special, and I was like, I got to look this up.
Okay.
And it said specifically she has like intermitting McDonald's, like she'll eat it for 2 weeks and then
She doesn't eat it.
not
Okay.
have it. So
Interesting.
is there something to be said about the grease in the McDonald's
Ugh,
fries?
I don't like McDonald's. It's
You know
not real
what? She's
food.
ruining
It's
health
not real
food for the whole next generation.
Donuts. First of all,
Yeah.
she's tiny.
Okay,
She is
first of
tiny.
all, do not let Barrett hear that. That's you can say a bad word. Better, I would rather you say a bad word than tell my daughter she can eat McDonald's, donuts, and vodka.
Mom, Vera Wang does it.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Can't we
Vera
go to
Wang,
McDonald's?
That's the secret allegedly to her youthful glow.
Well, maybe it has so many preservatives, it's like preserving her
Maybe
internally.
so.
I just know my stomach would turn.
Oh, I could not
could
handle.
not. I could not handle that.
First of all, I love McDonald's.
Do you really?
Of course you do.
my
the
We
worst
talked about
for
this
me.
yesterday. The
Yes.
food this man eats.
I ate like a
Oh,
third grader.
Do you really,
basically.
Devin?
Yeah.
Shame on you.
I cook really well. I love to cook, but like I will buy the most insane.
You guys,
will
I
definitely go to
found in the refrigerator in plastic this thing with it was a jelly and peanut butter sandwich with the crust cut off in a circle.
Yes, they're delicious.
It
they're
looks
by
like something
Smuckers.
you get at a.
Oh, the Crustables?
Yes.
They're called Crustables.
Okay,
Crustables.
I was like, who? Like, I'm going to throw this
Did
out.
you eat it?
I did.
It was his.
Did you like it?
They're delicious.
You know
Have
you
you
can
not
make
had
them.
one?
I know. No, I see them in the store, but I see on TikTok how you can make your own Crustable sandwiches, which is more organic.
They look like easy to make.
They're-
But who's got time to do that?
So do you eat them frozen or fresh?
No, you let them sit out for like 30 minutes and then
Okay.
you eat them.
Okay.
They stay frozen.
Okay.
And then you
Yeah, I
set
don't know
them
anything
out.
about that life.
And then they
Yeah, I
taste
know.
like fresh baked bread.
Oh, no,
Like,
thanks.
Yeah, delicious.
To me, it looks like a chemical sandwich.
I am sure it is. I'm sure it
sorry.
is. Did I tell you
Come
my
over for some chemicals, doll.
did I tell you my real age?
What's your real
I'm actually
age?
75.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
stop it.
It's the snackables.
It's the snackables that's
Kept me preserved.
keeping you preserved. Well, we will be back. Thanks, Devin.
Thank you.
It's Britney, bitch.
I am so excited to talk about this segment. You guys see these tabs and these notes. I highlighted some information.
the book.
The book of the month. Everybody's talking about is Britney Spears' new memoir, The Woman in Me. And I have been doing excerpts on Facebook and Instagram. People are loving it. I'm doing it on TikTok. They're like soaking in what Britney has to say. And I got this on October 24th when it came out. It was on my porch and I was like immediately started reading it. So have you guys been reading this, Devin?
I have been reading it. I've been okay. Truth be said, transparency. I've
Yes.
been listening. Okay,
You've been listening? Oh, you got an
Audible?
I did buy the hard copy, and
Okay.
it's delayed. It was supposed to be here yesterday, and it's delayed.
Come on. I mean,
I don't-
Britney, come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love her.
Just fantastic. Just, she was the queen of Prince. She was the pop of princess. Madonna's pop of the queen of pop.
Queen of pop.
But Britney is the
pop
queen
princess.
of the princess pop. Yeah. Princess Pop, whatever you want to call it. So basically, the story, the whole book is her side of the story, her side of what was going on literally the last 25 years of her existing, how she started, whole family, and there's some really sad points in her life. You know, their family was poor. Her dad was a raging, or maybe even still is, a raging alcoholic. Her mom had a very bad temper, and they were very broke. Did you know? So in the few pages, again, on the first 8 pages, I'm already like this, like engrossed into it. She's actually Britney's mom's side of the family. They're British and Maltese.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Had no idea.
I didn't either.
Had no idea. Her grandmother came from London, and she had a strong British accent. Her grandmother married a Malta man, and so
I thought you meant one of the dogs, Maltese.
And that side of the family had a little bit of money.
Uh-huh.
On Brittany's dad's side the grandfather was very abusive. He was a police officer in Louisiana, very hard on her dad, abusive, so abusive that her grandfather had 10 children, 3 wives.
Oh my God.
2 of the wives were sent to the mental hospital because and then the first wife, which was Jean, she actually shot herself and killed herself
how horrible.
on her son's grave.
And that horrible.
Oh my God.
How tragic is that?
Tragic. So Brittany never met her grandmother. And apparently, you know, the grandfather's name is June.
June.
So Southern. A man named June.
Jean is the wife.
Jean is the wife, and then June was the husband.
Yeah.
And June he was a piece of work. He was a piece of work.
Yeah.
And she said in her excerpt that as he got older, he got patient and quieter and more forgiving because he knew what he did. He ruined people's lives. It was horrible. And he ruined his son's life. And that's the reason why, you know, it says a lot about Brittany's father and how he's so controlling to the day of the conservatorship. So what I wanted to do is just, you know, read a couple of excerpts that I thought was worthy because, you know, Britney Spears is human. She's a human girl. She has feelings. She came from very low means. Their parents were broke. Her dad was so broke that he owed so much money, but he started his own business. He started a construction company. He started a gym in Kentwood. It's a very small town. It was 2,000 people at the time. And then he had a name for himself. He started making money, but because of his alcoholism and his drinking, he lost everything. He lost everything. And then but they always knew that that Britney was very talented. And so they got her into all these auditions, and the Mickey Mouse Club, the first time didn't work, but they sent her to New York and she was working on some sort of Broadway show and she got a name for there. She didn't like it though. She didn't like working on Broadway. She said it was so much work.
She was an understudy.
She was an understudy. She wasn't even a top.
Right.
But she was actually a second understudy next to Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that ilk of actress.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, both backup actors for this. It's called the show was called Reckless.
Reckless. Okay.
So she didn't like it. So on Christmas they went back home, and then she started. Mom said, let's go back to taking singing lessons, dance lessons, whatever. And then she had an opportunity to meet some of the bigwigs back in New York. And it was the famous Max Martin, who was her producer, on top of Clive. What was it, Clive?
I didn't recognize it. It wasn't Clive Davis. But
it wasn't Clive Davis.
Another
It was
Clive.
Clive.
British guy.
It was another British guy, Clive. Oh,
I didn't
Shannon, where's
recognize
my
the
name?
name.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him either. But apparently, there's a very famous Clive Calder.
Calder. That's
Calder.
it.
And he was able to introduce her to all the bigwigs in New York and all the executives. So she had a really interesting way of expressing herself, because it showed that, you know, even though she was getting to the point of recognition, she started taking Prozac because of the anxiety that she was dealing with. And then here comes 1980. Here comes 1989. 98. And the song, Baby.
Hit me
Oops,
one more
I did it
time.
again.
Is it
Hit Me, Baby? Yeah, it's
Baby
Hit
Hit Me
Me.
One Time, and then Oops, I Did It Again was after that.
Yeah.
And it hit 10 million copies sold.
The album was Oops, I Did It Again,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The first hit was
Yeah.
Hit Me, Baby, one more time.
She toured in all the malls. She had a mall tour.
Oh my gosh.
Just so people can see what she looks
Yeah.
like and her skills. And then the song came out in October, and that's when her life
more
literally
malls after
changed.
that.
No more malls
no
after
more
that.
malls.
No.
No.
No more malls after that. She loved meeting Madonna. Did you see that excerpt? I'm going to read this excerpt. She said, I started running into Madonna. Could you imagine? Hey, Devin, I just ran into Madonna the other
Just started
day.
running into her.
I just started running into Madonna the other
Yeah.
day.
Again.
Yeah, again. My goodness. She said, I would do shows in Germany and Italy, and we would end up performing at the same European award shows. We'd greet each other as friends.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Same with Mariah.
Same with Mariah
Did
Carey.
you read the quote about the light?
It's like once you're in this like this kind
Fame
of
bubble,
upper
right?
echelon of group, you just instantly have this kinship because you know you've had to sacrifice pretty much your life to be this person.
Absolutely. And then she was talking about, the ring light, because Mariah Carey always had a ring light, no matter what she had.
Before
we know what ring lights really were. You can go get a ring light at Target right now for $10.99. But she said she opened it up and poured the most beautiful otherworldly light. You know how we have ring lights now? Well, more than 20 years ago, Mariah Carey knew about ring lights. And no, I can't say her first name. To me, she's always going to be Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not just Mariah. It's Mariah Carey.
It's Mariah Carey, as she should. Respect Miss Mariah Carey. So I'm just on now, currently chapter 14. And you're on chapter 13 right now?
Yeah.
And so we're now into the point where Justin Timberlake, I loved you so much.
I know.
I loved him. I even forgave him with the Janet Jackson.
What'd you say on the last show? We always knew. But
after Janet Jackson, I lost faith. The whole Nipplegate, I lost faith into Justin Timberlake. I loved him so much, Devin.
You said we've been new.
We've been new. Now we've been new. And now this is cemented. Justin Timberlake, why did you do that to her? You do not break up with people over the phone in a text. You don't do that. Especially how long you guys
They
were
had
dating.
a house together.
They had a house together in Florida, in Orlando. And I know we got to wrap this up. But
Look at what's his name with Katy Perry. Asked for divorce over text. Come on.
The worst. People are
Justin's
the
not
worst.
the first, won't be the last.
It's so, again, the word passive aggressive.
Well, it's chicken.
It is chicken. If you want to break up with somebody, do it in their face and say, I'm over you, let's break up. I know it sucks.
They have enough money to fly somewhere, even if you're not in the same country.
Yeah. So, she also had the abortion. She took the abortion pill. Very painful. She said it was the worst excruciating pain she's ever taken because they didn't want to go to the hospital. They didn't want to go to emergency room because they were afraid of the press. And so she did a lot to make him comfortable. But what did Justin do to make her comfortable? Zero. She did a lot. She was in love with this man.
Loved him.
In love with Justin Timberlake. Yeah. So I'm very disappointed in you, Justin. You and I need to talk. Okay?
Snap.
We need to talk. So we're going to go and finish the rest of this book. So I will give you a part 2 on my synopsis of Britney Spears, The Woman in Me. But please go get it. It is actually I haven't read a memoir in years.
I haven't either.
So I'm going to have more notes and more synopsis about Britney Spears. And, and people are like, why do you like Britney Spears? I mean, because she was part of our generation. She, even though she's 10 years younger than me, she's 40 years old. She was the princess of pop. She was the new Madonna. So we loved her music. We saw this little white girl in ponytails dancing around seductively. We're like, who is this? Because we didn't see that.
And we went through the journey of her melting down, and it was very sad. And of our generation, we never really saw that. Like Madonna, that didn't happen to, And to see that happen to her, and then
quite publicly.
Really, really publicly was heart-wrenching. We all felt
really
for
was.
her, and then to see her get a family and then have all these things fall apart for her it's really sad.
It is very sad. It is very sad. And I hope she's healing now. She's over the conservatorship. Yeah, obviously she does some really interesting things on Instagram. She got a lot of backlash with her dance with the knives a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so I'm gonna put another public service announcement out
right
now
go
for
ahead.
the brand.
Don't play with knives.
Don't play with knives.
Don't play with knives.
No,
exactly.
She's she has her YouTube, not YouTube, but her IG where she's always dancing in a bikini. Well, we have bikinis.
Hello.
Will you dance in our bikini?
Happy to get
Britney.
We got you.
Swiminsta.
Hook you
we
up
got you.
with any sort of bikini, one piece, looks like a bodysuit, 2-piece.
She's gonna. She loves her 2 pieces, and she loves the really low cut down
and we've
ones.
got it.
We've
it's
got
called
you.
the Fearless or the.
Oh my
what
God.
are we gonna do? What do we put her in? We'll put you in something.
Brittany,
we'll hook you up.
Yes.
And then be on my show.
In your bikini.
And
That'd be amazing.
I'm a Southerner.
That'd be amazing.
I'm a neighbor of Louisiana. I grew up in Texas.
I'm a fan. Actually, when you were in the back seat of your car and the paparazzi was getting all over you when I think your head was shaved and you took a pair of jeans and you tried to cover yourself up. They were Rock and Republic jeans.
Were they really?
See?
Do you guys hear this scoop over here?
There you go.
They were Rock Republic jeans.
Yeah.
Full service moment.
And it was great press for us, and it was so sad because I felt so bad for her, and she was like, don't look at me, and it was like the full Rockin' Republic, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go, honey. We got
There we
some
go.
tea there.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. All right. So we are back, and we are actually in conclusion of this amazing episode. And I just want to say thank you again, Miss Andrea. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you've been supportive of the show.
Thank you.
You're a real inspiration to
I'm
many
so happy
people.
to see you.
Thank you. You look amazing. And thank you for bringing your wonderful, beautiful daughter.
You guys had to meet. It was
Yes.
way too long.
We're going to do a little behind the scenes. And do you mind us taking a picture together and put it on the socials?
Well, you have to ask her.
Okay, Barrett, is that okay? Yes. I've been always wanting to meet Miss Barrett. So thank you, Miss Barrett, for being here. We really appreciate it. You guys have a lovely mother and daughter relationship.
Thank
That's
you.
very admirable.
Are we running long, or can we?
We're not running long. We can edit. We can use a bit of-
Okay,
what-
can
what-
we
what?
talk? Can we talk about this kid that I love so much?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so at our offices, we might have a little pest running around, like at night that comes around,
A little mouse.
whiskers, mouse, and
A real mouse?
a real mouse
Yeah.
or two, or
In the
family or something.
Calabasas office?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. You know, it's wilderness.
So,
Oh, no.
so I tell Andrea, I'm like, you're not gonna kill that mouse, are you? You have to like catch it and release it. That's
What
how
do
we.
you put some peanut butter? Feed peanut butter. They like that.
I got
stuff.
little traps and I got some peanut butter.
Okay.
Okay, so cue the part where Barrett kind of stalks her mom over her in her house.
But wait,
Post-its-
even before that.
Even before that.
I get a note on my desk.
Oh.
Hi, I'm a mouse. This is my house. Please don't kill
Uh-oh.
me.
Yes.
Yeah. And then she
Yes.
signs it, the mouse, with a little fake
Yes.
print.
Uh-huh.
So that was the first
A
little
mouse
thing.
print?
A mouse print.
So I'm like, okay, that's cute, Bear, you know.
So
Yeah.
cute.
Then
And
I go home.
Then she goes home, and was there a rat like tied around,
Well, she has
or a
these
mouse
little,
tied around the doorknob or something?
They're these little Scandinavian mice, if you've ever seen them. They have like little backpacks, or they come in a cigar box. They're these cute little
Okay.
stuffed,
I've never seen it.
They're
but-
these stuffed mice. They're
Okay.
adorable.
It was hanging on the doorknob, right?
it was hanging
and
on the
it says,
doorknob.
"Don't kill me."
Yeah.
Okay, and there
Yeah.
was a third one. I feel.
Oh, no, more. So
Oh, there
then I
was
go
more.
to get coffee the next morning. I open it up. It says, "No trap kills work." Or
Oh,
whatever.
Right,
Barrett.
and
Sitting
it's
in my
covered.
coffee cup. Okay? So then I go to brush my teeth, and there's another mouse sitting next to my toothbrush
Oh, my
with another
goodness.
little note. I was like, oh, God. So then she said, I'll pay for the no-kill traps myself, Mom.
Aw.
Oh my gosh.
And did we catch the
Barrett.
mouse?
Well, I don't know. I just
Wait.
got the traps yesterday.
Oh,
Right.
you just got to. Oh, so this
Message
is a recent
received,
situation.
Barrett.
Yeah, this is hot off the
This
press.
is a
Message
recent
received.
situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you know what? We need Barrett's updates. What happened to the mouse on Monday with the no-kill traps?
Mousegate.
You're doing
Yeah,
it very.
Mousegate.
You're doing it very nicely and humanly.
Yes.
So good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not stuck in glue. Or
Oh,
something
God,
like
no,
that.
I know. And
Okay.
listen, I get no joy out of this, but
No.
it's unsanitary, and to have mice, and
Yeah.
there's the little
It is
poops,
unsanitary.
you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, it's
there's the
gross.
hantavirus, other things too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
you know.
No,
No more viruses.
We'll say goodbye nicely to Mr. Mouse or Mr.
Yes.
Rat. But thank you again for being here. Thank you, Devin, for being
Thank
here
you for
as
having
well. I appreciate it. And I'm loving this full circle moment that we're having.
too.
I know, this is great.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. I've seen you a year ago when we had dinner or drinks before. You know,
At Italy.
That's right, at Italy. But we appreciate your time because we are all busy, and we're here on a Saturday recording. So again, we're taking our own personal time to do this. So I'm very grateful to you both, and Simeon, of course, our background, our videographer back there. So. If you guys want more information about A-Broad Productions and A-Broad Podcast, please follow us on Instagram. We're on TikTok, and we're also on YouTube. So you can watch all of our shows on YouTube, A-Broad Productions. And I appreciate you guys being here. I'm Queen ShanShan, and thank you for listening to Abroad.